Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. It's my pleasure, my privilege, my honor to share some of what I've learned from the great masters I've had from all over the world, including people from Tibet, from China, from India. And, these are traditional masters who I've really happily learned from for the last 50 years, but also from the great teachers I've had in the universities all over the world as a movement-based physiotherapist. For the last 50 years, I've been working with my own back pain. I had done lots of damage to my back through various injuries, falls, etc. And I had some congenital problems when I was born. But also, as a therapist, I've worked with so many people's back problems. So what I want to share with you is the most common problems, how they occur, and the simple things we can do as self-healers, self-practitioners, with things like posture, movement, breathing, a little bit of mental awareness to help, if possible, heal the back so it works functionally and pain-free for the whole of your life. But if not, at least to be able to manage the pain, manage the situation. So, first of all, probably the most detrimental thing to people's spines is our chair lifestyle. And so when we're talking about the chairs, the position, I'll turn sideways so you can see, of sitting down in a chair like this, the front of the hips become very shortened when you're sitting on chairs. And there's one muscle in particular, the psoas muscle, which comes across the front of the hip. And when it shortens, by doing 5 to 15 hours a day on chair, that many people do for 10, 20, 30 years before they start to feel back pain, this muscle gets so short that it starts to pull on your back because this particular muscle, the psoas, goes from the inner thigh to the lower back. So what happens for many people is when they sit for long periods of time, they stand up. And you see them, old people will often stand up and walk forward like this because the muscle at the front of your hip, which joins onto your lower back, pulls the hip into flexion. Now, of course, we don't want to walk like this, so many people just arch their back. And they stand up what they think is straight, but actually they're pinching their lower back. Now, I always like to start my talks with clothes on, so I seem like a regular human being. But because we're talking about the spine, I want to be able to show you my trunk and my spine. So I'll take my shirt off so you can see. And what I'd like to show you now is, if you look from the side, now really when we're doing these things, I'd like you to face me, but I'll occasionally turn left and right. When you look on my side, if I stand with my legs fully straight, then what you see is a typical lumbar spine curvature. Most people see that the lower back, we call the lumbar spine, is like a valley. It goes inwards. It's bending slightly backwards. Whereas the upper spine, the thoracic spine, is lordotic, it's kyphotic, meaning it bends forward. So the normal shape of most normal spines is forward bend in the upper back, backward bend in the lower back. And this is considered normal. But what I'm suggesting to you is that it may not be natural. It may be normal, but it may not be natural. And when we look at traditional cultures, often traditional cultures have a more straight spine. Now, the importance of this is because the more your lower back bends backwards, this seems to be correlated with lower back pain. And I'm talking about back pain in general, but the most common type of back pain is the pain that comes from the top of the hips. If you go toward the spine between the top of the hips and go down 2 or 3 centimeters, when you survey people with back pain, 9 out of 10 of them tend to have pain just below the level of the top of the hips. And so that's the pain that's easiest to address, but of course pain can be any part of the spine. When you experience pain in your back, what it usually is nerves, which can be coming anywhere from your spinal cord and go anywhere to the body. Nerves can become impinged or squashed. Now, normally a nerve will transmit information like when to make a muscle tense or when to relax another muscle. It can also send sensory information like where your limbs are in space, or it can also tell you what the skin sensation is. But when a nerve is compressed, impinged, squashed, the sensations become altered. The most typically altered sensation you get from a nerve is pain. But sometimes it's numbness or altered sensation like pins and needles, or just funny sensation, paresthesia. And often the most common cause of this is either joints have been compressed, spinal vertebrae usually, or muscles are too tense in your back. So the two most important things to do to help relieve lower back pain are to lengthen your spine and to relax any unnecessary tension there. Now, many people will teach that the spine is unstable and you need to stabilize it. And what they'll teach often is you need to harden your pelvic floor, harden your abdomen, and maintain what they call the neutral spine. Now, this is not wrong as such. There is some sense in putting your body always into a position which is comfortable. But for many people, the idea of maintaining the lower back arched in and the upper back arched out actually promotes lower back pain. So I'm going to ask you to see if your back feels a little bit better, a little bit more comfortable, if you let the spine straighten out a little bit. So follow me with my exercises, but please, if you do have lower back pain or back pain at all, only do what feels comfortable. What I propose to do is show you a few things that might affect your spine positively or negatively. And then I'll give you a set of movements and postures and some simple breathing that can help many people feel better. What works for you, use. What doesn't work for you, then just leave out. And so what I'll show first is you face me. I'm turning sideways so you can see my side view. Start with your knees, not straight, but a little bit bent. So with your knees a little bit bent, imagine your sitting bones, the ischial tuberosities where we normally sit down. Imagine your sitting bones are a little weight hanging on a string, which is the spine. So let your sitting bones just drop down. As they drop down, you may feel length come to the lower back. It's not that you're not tucking under the tailbone, you're not pushing anything forward, just drop your hips down. And what you'll feel straight away is a little bit of length comes to your lower back. So now touch your fingers to the top of your hips. Find the spine between the top of your hips and then go down 2 centimeters. Try and pinch that skin. It's usually hard to pinch when your legs have been bent and you've dropped your hips. But now, straighten your knees, lift up your chest. When you do that, you'll find there's more skin to pinch. And usually, the ability to pinch more skin in your lower back easily is usually correlated with an increase in back pain. So that made your back a little bit uncomfortable already by lifting up the chest, pulling the shoulders down and back and straightening your legs. That will make many people uncomfortable. But if you wish to try a little bit further to see what can promote back pain, so you know later what can relieve back pain, is you make the back bend a little bit further by gently, be careful if you've got back pain, lift your sitting bones up higher and pull your shoulders back and down. And see if that feels comfortable. A healthy back should feel comfortable doing that. Sitting bones back up, shoulders back down. How comfortable is it to squash your back? If the answer is no, it's not comfortable, we'll move the opposite direction. For most people, more comfortable spines will come if you drop your sitting bones down, like I suggested, by bending the knees slightly. With the knees slightly bent, you can let your sitting bones drop down like a weight on a string, which is your spine. Then you'll notice your lower back is a bit straighter. Maybe even slightly bends forward. And then it's very hard to pinch the skin, and most people's back feels better. What keeps the back tense and what often makes back pain worse is over-tense muscles. So if you see again me from the side, my abdomen looks like it's in, but I can relax it a lot more. This is going to look ugly for some people. I'm going to let my belly relax. When you let it relax, you see, it's not so much fat, it's just food and liquid and a hanging belly and a relaxed chest. Now, many people are reluctant to do that, but often by doing that, it makes the lower back release. What you can do with that then is breathe into your abdomen. A lot of the muscles in the back, which are tense, pinching nerves, and often making more back pain, are muscles which oppose your diaphragm. These are muscles which we use to breathe out strongly. And so when you breathe out strongly, it'll make your back tighter. Many people think that's actually going to help them. But if we work with the hypothesis that someone's back is hurting because it's too tight, inhaling makes the back softer. But the inhalation must be through the nose and feel like it's expanding the lower back. and the lower abdomen and the pelvic floor. So see if you can feel your lower abdomen. Take your fingers, one to the navel and one to the pubic bone. Slide your fingers down to the pubic bone, which is the bone underneath the pant line usually, and it's soft. So I'm going to put my fingers in there. And notice I can get my fingers almost to my spine. I can take my whole hand in there. Because the idea is when you relax a muscle, it should be totally soft. When you tense it, it should be hard. So I can make my abdomen hard or totally soft. Most people's abdomen is neither too hard nor too soft. But even if it was very hard, very strong, if you can't relax it, the expression I think is most valid is any muscle you can't relax is as paralyzed as a muscle that you can't tense at all. So I'd like you to, with the sitting bones drop down like a weight in a string to lengthen the back, move the top of your hips slightly back, you'll feel the lower back lengthen a bit more, move your lower front ribs inwards and backwards. Then the spine is more straight, then, as opposed to bending backwards in the lower back. Now relax the abdomen fully, and with your fingers in the lower abdomen, just below the navel, put your fingers deep in and breathe into your belly. And what you should feel is the abdomen protrudes outwards. It's a bit like underneath the fingers there's a balloon that's inflating. That can relieve your lower back. And if you feel your lower back with one hand and the lower abdomen with the other hand, a good belly breath should feel like your lower back is expanding as well. And that expansion is not just lengthening the skin of the lower back, if you direct the breath to the lower back, but it also sends waves of relaxation to your lower back. It also promotes healing. Many people have back pain because there's injuries. The injuries have to heal. And your body will only heal when you're in a place where you can breathe naturally. For most people, breathing naturally happens when you're asleep. But to make the organs of regeneration, the immune system, digestive system, reproductive system work best, it's not enough to be relaxed. You must be able to move blood at the same time. So many people say cardio is good for you, but cardio is a short word for cardiovascular. So the important thing is to get blood flowing while your heart is relaxed. So look to see if some of the exercises that I'm giving you make you feel warm without your heart racing. If you get some of that, you're actually promoting recovery and healing. So especially if you're in a pain-free place. So go back to this place, which hopefully is pain-free for you, and everyone's a bit different, but I'm giving the best things I can think of for a mixed group of people. Don't do what hurts. Knees a bit bent, drop your sitting bones down, lengthen your lower back. Move the top of the hips back, the ribs back. Now open your pelvic floor and let your belly relax, like a baby belly, like a Buddha belly. I often say to my students that remember that Buddha wasn't fat, he was relaxed. So with the belly relaxed like this, open your pelvic floor. And when I say open your pelvic floor, I mean relax it. Sounds funny, but like you're about to go to the toilet, but not. You see, many people teach tighten the pelvic floor, but for different reasons. So if you don't need to tighten your pelvic floor now, see if you can relax it a bit more without any consequence. And when you do that, if you feel your lower abdomen relaxed, feel your pelvic floor relaxed and your back lengthened, breathe into your abdomen and see if the breath can go lower down. Now, what you can also do is see what happens if you don't do that. The lower down your breath can go into your lower back, the better your back will heal. But what many people do, and what you may be doing now without realizing, is tightening that region too much. Often it's tightened out of fear. Often it's tightened just to look good, so your tummy is sucked in and your chest is up. Because many people want to look narrow in the waist and big in the chest. But actually, children who actually have healthy backs tend to have the abdomen more relaxed. And I'm not saying you should walk around like this, but for healing and relaxation, it's better to relax the abdomen and lengthen your back. So just try for a moment. First, what I'll call the good way for most people, then the bad way for most people, but do it gently. So first way, back lengthened, sitting bones drop down, knees a bit bent, and pelvic floor open, like about to go to the toilet, abdomen relaxed. Feel your lower belly and breathe into it, and then let the air out. Now what happens, notice that's relaxing. Notice it also maybe might sense the lower back release a little bit. What happens if you do what many people teach and practice? Lock your knees, lift your chest, pull the shoulders back and down, tighten your pelvic floor and pull your abdomen in. Then feel your lower abdomen and try and breathe into your lower abdomen. But notice that for most people, you can't breathe in the lower abdomen, the chest expands. If that's the case, that's stress. And that can promote worse lower back pain. So if it didn't feel good, definitely don't do it. But if you can now, go back to the knees slightly bent, drop your sitting bones down like a weight on a string, which is your spine. And then let the pelvic floor open, let the top of the hips move back, ribs move back so you feel the skin of your back gently lengthen. Open the pelvic floor. Now, along with your breathing muscles, there are 6 places in the body where it's really important to relax. So I'll ask you to attend to these places now, because these are the places which bridge your conscious mind to your unconscious mind. When you release them, healing takes place and blood flow takes place. You'll be energized but calm. So these places are, number 1, feel your fingertips, lengthen them. And then with the fingers lengthened, move your fingers. A little bit like playing a piano, perhaps. Or like reeds of seaweed under the sea, moving with the water. Now you can put the fingers on hold and forget them for a moment, or you can keep using them. Second place is make your shoulders move as far away from the base of your neck as possible, and let your shoulders relax. If you wish, you can gently roll the shoulders. Not big or fast to stretch or tense them, soft and gently moving, just to free them out. Establish freedom. What we want is to have a free body, a mobile body, not something which you can only do certain positions. That doesn't mean stretching, it just means mobility and freedom. So don't look for stretch here, just move your shoulders so they feel free. Now keep your fingers moving if you wish and your shoulders moving, or stop fingers and shoulders and focus on the neck. Lengthen the back of your neck, lengthen the front of your neck. Now just gently move the neck. A little bit like a flag waving in the wind, but not so much that it stretches, just a little tiny bit. Like maybe sometimes you've seen people from India, they move their neck a little bit, but not to stretch it, to free it up. And that's the third place. I'd like you to make sure your neck is lengthened, but your neck is free. Fourth place is your pelvic floor. Relax your pelvic floor, and then just move your pelvis a little bit up and down. You can make little circles, but don't squash your lower back. Just feel your pelvic floor is free, and especially the front of the hips, which normally is compressed from sitting, open it up. And open up the front of the hips and the lower back. The fifth place is make sure your lower back stays lengthened and expand your abdomen. And that means you're able to breathe in the abdomen. Now, check you can breathe in the abdomen. And when you breathe out, let it relax. Same like when you're asleep. You don't force the air out when you're breathing out. You just relax. Now, if you wish, you can also roll the abdomen like me. Now, this rolling action is not accessible for most people. So when you see me roll the abdomen, which we can learn with time and is very useful, where I'm engaging the lower abdomen, the transverse abdominis lower part, without tensing the upper abdomen at all. You see, this is not something most people can do, but if you learn it, it's very good. When you see me do it, don't try and do it unless you know you can, but instead think, breathe into the abdomen. Let the lower back stay relaxed and be relaxed in the abdomen. Breathe naturally. When you see me rolling my abdomen, that's what you have to remember, okay? Then, from that position, check your face is relaxed. So move your lips, move your jaw, make some saliva, half open and close the eyes, and then relax everything. Now, can you do all of these things one at a time? So you do 1, stop 1, do 2, stop 2, do 3, stop 3, do 4, or etc. to 6, or you do all at once, or maybe 2 or 3 at once. And you'll see me do it throughout our little session together. And so if you can, you think of at least 1 or 2 of these things. I'll say them. And so go 1, fingers can move, but fingers are lengthened. Number 2, shoulders apart. Check your shoulders can roll gently, and they're free. Number 3, check your neck is lengthened, check your neck is free. Number 4, check your pelvic floor is relaxed and your pelvis can move. The front of the hips a little bit more open than normal. And number 4, lengthen your lower back by dropping your sitting bones and expand and relax the abdomen. Check you can comfortably breathe into the abdomen without over-breathing. So one breath is enough, and you can roll the abdomen like me. Number 6, relax your face. So you make saliva, move your jaw a little bit, like eating soft, mushy food. Move your lips a bit, like about to say sweet words, like kiss, smile. Now half open and close your eyes, and let your inner eyes look up slightly, inner eyes look down. Maybe make your inner eyes look like they're going round a clock face. Every time you do that, you reset your nervous system. It helps you move blood through the body and helps you be relaxed and connected to your unconscious. So having done that, let's do it one more time. See if you can do more than one thing at once. So let the fingers lengthen, but check they can move. 1. Move your shoulders apart, check they can roll. 2. Check your neck is lengthened, check it's free. Number 3. Check your pelvic floor is soft. Check your sitting bones have dropped down, the front of the hips open. Check your pelvis can move and your pelvic floor open. Number 4. Number 5, lengthen your lower back by dropping the hips. Keep the skin of your lower back unpinchable and perhaps a bit straighter than it normally is. Less bending backwards, more straight. And then breathe into the abdomen or roll the abdomen like me. And number 6, relax your face. Make saliva, move jaw. Move your lips like kissing, like smiling. Half open and close the eyes. And let your inner eyes roll. One more time. Fingers lengthen, fingers can move. Shoulders apart, shoulders can roll. Neck lengthen, neck is free. Pelvic floor relaxed, pelvis can roll. Back lengthened, abdomen can breathe or roll. And face relaxed. Kiss, smile, and release. Good. Ask yourself, did you feel a little bit warmer doing that? Is your back a bit softer after doing that? If it is, it's a useful thing that you can do even at the supermarket. You can stand when you're about to pay for your food with maybe a little bit of a maternity dress on, if you're loose clothes, and you drop your sitting bones and just do that action. It's very therapeutic. Avoid locking the knees, lifting the chest, putting the shoulders down and back if your lower back hurts when you do it. So now, I'm going to give you 8 different positions. So that's the first one. I'll call it the shortened spine. Shortened, relaxed spine. Now, if we can, we'll do a lengthened spine. So this way, by moving each vertebrae away from each other one, it creates a gapping effect. Like when my hands pull apart, you hear a suction. So if we can make the vertebrae move away from each other by moving the hips down and the shoulders up, that will help you bring fresh blood, and it can also relieve the pinching that happens in our spine that causes nerve pain. Right, so from this position, go back to where we were. Sitting bones drop down, lower back lengthen, expand the pelvic floor. And then from that position, copy my movements. So you go round out the lower back a little bit more, subject to no pain. Then lift your upper back up. And if you can, feel the spine is going up, hips slightly down. Relax your pelvic floor. Lift the shoulders if you can. So the shoulders come just up toward the base of the neck. Now that looks a bit funny, but take the shoulders high, hips lower, and relax your neck, relax your shoulders and fingers. Stay there if your arms are not comfortable. Take the arms up if you can. Keep the shoulders lifted. Take the arms up higher if you can. So now the shoulders are past the ears. See, there's no gap between my shoulder and my ear. If you can't do that, don't. But, if you can, go up high. Maybe just with the shoulders, but if possible, shoulders and arms. It will help if your shoulders are forward. Otherwise, your neck is tense. So I'd go, if you can, fingers higher, sitting bones lower. Now, check on your own back, and I'll turn sideways so you can see. Round out your lower back a little bit more, so it's bending more forward like mine. Now, ribs in, lift the upper back a bit more. Then open the pelvic floor. If you push your heels slightly apart, like pushing the heels apart, you'll feel your sacrum opens up. And then from there, take the shoulders forward and up higher, sitting bones lower. Now expand the abdomen like the baby belly again and try and lift your collarbone. It's 6 places I want you to move away from each other. 1, pelvic floor open. Sitting bones push apart by pushing the heels slightly wider. Number 2 is round out the lower back. Expand it. Number 3 is round out the upper back. Expand it. Number 4 is lift the shoulders higher. Check your neck is relaxed. Number 5, expand the belly. And number 6, lift your collarbone. And then see if you get warmer. What can help a little bit here is check again. Fingers can move. Keep them high. Shoulders can roll, but check they're next to the neck. And then neck is free. Move your neck a little bit. Pelvic floor relaxed. Pelvis can move round out the lower back and breathe into the abdomen or roll the abdomen. Now make your face relaxed. And then from there, come forward and down. And just fully relax. And see if that gave you warmth while being relaxed without making the heart race. See if it gave some relief to your lower back. For most people, it helps the lower back unless you've got residual tension inside your body, or some people's spinal problems can be different. There's many different types of spinal problems. There's usually one way that works better for some people and another way that works better for other people's problems. So I'm giving you the one that generally helps most people most of the time. All right. The next position I'd like to give you is a forward bend. This position, we shorten the front of the body. So if you touch your collarbone and your pubic bone and bring your knees to bend a little bit, I'd like you to bring collarbone and pubic bone closer together, but when we do it, you need to lift your chin up and expand the abdomen. So from this position, drop the sitting bones, move the top of your hips back, ribs back, then the knees slightly bent, push your pubic bone forward and up, make your abdomen expand, lift your chin by moving your throat forward, chin up, and move your collarbone down. And as you do that, you might feel even more length in your lower back. It's almost completely impossible to pinch the skin of my lower back. So some people, when they do it, they do this, which looks similar, but notice my lower back is still pinchable. The aim is to make the skin just below the top of the hips on the spine unpinchable. So for that, knees bent, pubic bone push forward and up, top of the hips backward and down, pubic bone under the collarbone, not like this, and push the collarbone lower, belly bigger, and throat forward, chin up. That will make the skin of the lower back unpinchable, hopefully. And hopefully there's no sense of discomfort. Back off if it's uncomfortable. Now, it helps if you push your shoulder blades forward. It helps if you turn the shoulders in and lengthen the wrists. Check the collarbone is above the pubic bone, not too far back. Check your lower back is lengthened and your belly is expanded. Now from there, check fingers can move. Check the shoulders can roll. Check your neck is free. Check your pelvic floor is relaxed and your pelvis can move. Check your lower back is lengthened and you can breathe into your abdomen. Make a passive breath out. Now check your face is relaxed. Now for some of you looking at me going, this guy is very strange, because he's got this funny shape. Look at this shape. What I'm doing is I can also balance on my arms and look exactly the same. So this shape is the shape of many arm balances. So it looks ugly when you're standing in this position, but you need it for doing arm balances and also the same shape as a half sit-up. So another version of this pose is actually a half sit-up. And sometimes a half sit-up can really help you, but don't do it yet. In the beginning, this is a safer position. Now, to come out of the pose, expand the back of the body and expand the belly and the chest. Now come back down. That, for many people, will relieve lower back pain. A fourth position starts with that movement where you lengthen the back, then you expand the front. And so it's really important that you know how to breathe naturally, that your abdomen can be relaxed, because in this next position, you'll be hardening part of your abdomen. But you must make it firm in a way where you can comfortably still breathe there. So for this pose, I'd like you to stand again with your legs hip-width apart, bend the knees slightly, and let's go through those first three positions to get to a fourth position. So what I'd like to do with you is later on, I won't talk. I'd like you just to copy my movement and not think too much, because often overthinking will actually make your back worse. So you've listened a little bit, now just follow my clicks and movements, and I'm going to take you from position 1, 2, 3, and then gradually move to 4. Only go to the fourth position, the one we haven't done yet, subject to feeling good. All right? And I'll guide you after that. Start with the knees a bit bent. Check fingers are lengthened but can move, shoulders apart but can roll. Neck lengthened, neck is free. Pelvic floor relaxed, but the pelvis can roll or move. Lower back lengthened, but the abdomen can breathe or roll, and the face relaxed. Copy my clicks and movements. Whenever I click once, Notice my hips come away from the floor. Click twice. Hips go toward the floor. So copy. So now you're in a position, looking like me. I'll turn from the front so you can see. Notice that my pubic bone is slightly in front of my collarbone. The chin is slightly in and the arms are open. You could also have the hands by the side, but if possible, this position can do something better. Open the palms, push your pubic bone forward and down, move your belly button forward and up. Keep lifting your collarbone, move your chin in, neck back. This must be a position where you don't shorten the back, you lengthen the front. Now from there, bring your hands on your abdomen and notice that if you're leaning back far enough without pain, the front of your abdomen will be firm, your sides should be totally soft. When you get this, there's a message sent with your spinal nerves to say, the front muscle turning on, can you relax the back muscle? This will happen most of all if you can breathe into the abdomen. So keep lifting your collarbone, chin in, pubic bone forward, belly expand, collarbone lift, and then shoulders back. Fingers lengthen. Now check fingers can move, shoulders can roll, neck is free. Pelvic floor relaxed. Breathe into the tummy. Breathe into the abdomen. And notice with your fingers, is the abdomen firm at the front? Is it soft on the sides? The more you relax, the more it softens on the sides, the better for the back. So now breathe into the abdomen. Notice you can breathe even though the abdomen is firm. And then from that position, check your face is relaxed. Now to come out of this position, the first place to move is that place where often lower back pain is worse, which is the region just below the top of the hips, the bit that pinches the most for most people. So when I click that part of my back, I'm going to lead and move backward and down. Not the tailbone, not the weak part of the back. Take the part that's usually most compressed, which is just below the top of the hips. When I click, move that down. Down and back. Then as you do that, you'll notice my lower back is bending forward, but the upper back bends backward, which is opposite to everyday life. Relax the abdomen and lift your shoulders up. And now from this position, lower back bends forward, upper back bends backwards, shoulders high as you can, abdomen soft, and throat forward, chin up. Then from there, see collarbone is in front of the pubic bone. Relax your pelvic floor and come back down. So this position can really help many people's lower back pain if you do it at the right level. Fifth and sixth positions lengthen the side of the body. So what I want you to feel now is you're lengthening one side rather than shortening the other side. So attend to where we're going, we'll do it again. And with this one, I'll come through one more time and we'll lengthen the sides of the body. So copy my clicks and movements again. Think your aim is to lengthen and relax your lower back. You mustn't cause any tension anywhere else. As much as possible, you're trying to make it super relaxed. Relaxed, but making blood flow, making you feel relaxed and warm is the key to healing. But lengthening and relaxing your lower back, if that's where it hurts, that's what often helps too. Okay. So from this position, copy again my clicks and movements, and I'm going to ask you to lengthen the left side of the body first. Bend the knees and copy. Relax, lengthen, and copy. Each movement has to start around the region of the lower back to lengthen, pelvic floor soften, abdomen soften. Expand pelvic floor, lower back, upper back, and lift your shoulders forward and up. Expand the belly, chest, and throat. Lengthen the front without shortening the back. Then from there, lower abdomen in softly if you can. Round out the lower back in the shape of a forward bend. Arch in the middle back in the shape of a back bend. And take the arms higher, hips lower. Now come forward and down. This third position, push the pubic bone forward, ribs back, belly out, collarbone down, and chin up. Turn the shoulders in and lengthen especially the lower back. That's the third position. Fourth position, expand the back of the body. Keep the back expanded. Expand the belly and the chest. Chin in, neck back, collarbone behind pubic bone, front firm, side soft, and the back lengthened. Then, ideally the lower abdomen softly draws in, and you move your lower back backward and down when I click. Round out the lower back, push in the middle and upper back, and take the shoulders forward and up again. Relax the pelvic floor, relax the abdomen, and come back down. Once more, reset. Back expands, back lengthens, shoulders forward and up. Expand the chest and the abdomen, lengthening the front without shortening the back. And again, move your lower back backwards. Round out the lower back, arching the middle upper back, arms higher, hips lower, check you're relaxed. Back down. Now we lengthen the left side of the body. So see where my finger is touching, I want you to take the left side of the body to lengthen. Drop the left hip slightly, lift the left lower back, upper back. Then when you see sideways, you see that bit's lengthening. Keep lifting the left shoulder if you can, left elbow. Take the left arm up toward the right side, and then stay or move the hips to the left side and lengthen your fingers. So make sure the back of your body's lengthened, the left side of your body lengthened. See, I can't even pinch the skin there anymore. And then from there, expand the belly, the chest, and your throat slightly. If comfortable, all the weight on your left leg. Now check, fingertips lengthened, fingers can move. Shoulders apart, left shoulder higher, right shoulder lower, and the shoulders are relaxed. Neck lengthened, neck is free. Pelvic floor relaxed, front of the hips open, and the pelvis can move. Lower back lengthened, belly can breathe or roll, and your face relaxed. Then from that position, bend the knees, go down further with your right hand, high with your left hand, come back to the center. Keep the left arm going up and expand the right side to match the left, right lower back, right upper back, right shoulder forward and up. Keep the back lengthened and expand the belly, chest and throat. Keep the arms up, round out the lower back, arching middle upper back, and come back down. Everything soft as much as you can. And relax once again. Now we lengthen the right side. So when my fingers are touching that part of the back, I want to make it so it's unpinchable. So from this position, drop the right hip slightly and lift the right lower back. Lift the right rib cage. Lift the right shoulder if comfortable, the right elbow if comfortable, shoulders apart, relax the throat, all the weight in the right leg if you can. Lengthen and relax. See if you can take the fingers further apart. Fingers further apart, check the fingers can move. Take the right shoulder toward the chest, past the ear, on the opposite side. So my right arm is on my left side. Keep the back lengthened, so it's slightly bending forward. Move your ribs up. Move your hip to the right if you can. Be all the weight on the right leg. Left toe tip on the floor. Lengthen and relax. Fingers, shoulders, neck, pelvic floor, tummy breathe, abdomen breathe, face soft. And keep the right arm up. Bend the knees. Lower your left hand, lower right hand higher. Come back to the center with your left arm. Then, right arm keeps going up. Lengthen the left side of the body. Lower back lengthen, upper back lengthen, back lengthen. Expand the belly, chest and throat. Keep the fingers going up. Lower abdomen in, round out the lower back. Move the hips closer to the floor. Hands go higher, hips go lower. Whenever I click twice, bring the hips lower. Now bring the arms down. And then release. Soften the face, neck and throat. And see if your body is feeling a little bit warmer without the heart racing. If that's happening, that's one of the biggest steps to healing on all levels. The two most important things for healing on a physiological level are having enhanced blood flow with a low heart rate. So that means you're relaxed but energized at the same time. And what we're doing in this process is lengthening and relaxing the parts of the spine that tend to be most compressed and often cause lower back pain. So there's two more key movements of the spine. And so what they are is twisting and also expanding, contracting. So what I'll get you to do is copy me again, and we'll go through a simple sequence which I'm learning, which is 12 times we move up and down. And we've done about 8 of them, 7 of them already, 7 or 8. Now we've got another 4 more movements up and down, and I'm going to get you to twist. When twisting is done in the spine, the best place to twist is the bit that often causes the pain, but you mustn't twist to cause more pain. So when we're twisting, it helps if you slightly bend forward at first to lengthen the back, then keeping the back lengthened, then expand the front. So I'll take you through the first 8 movements again, the first 8 up-down movements, and then we'll move with instructions to the last couple. If you can learn the simple sequence that I'm teaching here now, you'll find that you can do it in the space of anything from 2 to 4 minutes any time of the day. Okay, and I can give you lots of examples of this sequence elsewhere. So copy again, and I'm just going to make a click. Every time I want you to follow me, I click singly, and I lift my hips slightly away from the floor. When I click twice, I move my hips closer to the floor. This practice could also be done sitting on a chair. It also works, but then you can't move your hips up and down. So when single click, it means expand. Increase the volume of your body without tension. And then double click means contract. Not hard, just feel like someone's massaging you. Because massage can be either pull your skin away from you or push your skin towards you, like with the back. I can pinch and pull the skin away, or like on the neck, you see cats sometimes do that to their kittens, or you can push the skin in, push the skin in. Both of them are types of massage. So I want you to feel like you're expanding and contracting, like being in a warm bath, being massaged by someone who loves you. That's a recipe for healing. Okay, make it feel good. Don't make it feel like a stretch. So let's copy my clicks and movements. Keep facing toward the camera, towards your screen, and I'll turn different angles to show you the best angle. 2 more movements. Take another gentle, normal breath in and normal breath out. Breathe naturally. Tense less, stretch less, breathe less, think less, and just copy my clicks and movements, less or more than me. Copy. Now the new movement. We're going to twist from our belly button and pubic bone in opposite direction. Bend slightly forward to lengthen your back. When I click, I want the pubic bone and knees to move to your left, belly button, arms to move to right. Pubic bone, knees left. Belly button, arms right. Look over your left shoulder, left ear slightly lifted. Make the back lengthened. And now expand the belly and the chest. And here's the posture. So just check you're doing everything I'm doing. 1, check your head is above the hips and your lower back is lengthened, ribs in. Check the belly button is moving to the right along with your left arm. Check your pubic bone is moving to the left along with your knees. Make sure knees, back, everything's comfortable. Look over your left shoulder with the left ear lifted. Turn your left shoulder in and press into your palm. Turn the right shoulder out and point the right fingers down. Now from there, not letting stretch happen, but just length. Check fingers can move, shoulders can roll, neck is free. Pelvic floor relaxed. Back lengthen, breathe into the abdomen. Turn a little bit further if you can and let the air go out softly. And check face is relaxed. And when I click next, we're going to come out of the pose. And the first thing we do is shift the weight to the right side. Pubic bone to the right side and down. Bring your belly button and your right arm toward the left hand and then back toward the center. Then from there, check your lower back is lengthened and then lift the upper back higher. Keep the back lengthened, expand the belly, chest, and keep the chin in. Soften. Lower abdomen in if you can. Round out your lower back. Push in the middle and upper back. And bring the chest and abdomen down. Now we're going to twist to the second side. So keep your back lengthened. And we're going to twist pubic bone to right, belly button to left. And the navel is going to lead the arms. Pubic bone leads the knees. When I click, pubic bone, knees to right. Belly button, arms to left. Look over the right shoulder with the right ear lifted. Now keep the back lengthened and expand the front of your body. So from that position, check head above hips, back lengthened, sitting bones drop down, belly button and arm twist to left, pubic bone and knee twist to right, and from there, check the right ear is lifted slightly so you can look over your right shoulder. Right shoulder turn in, push into the palm. Left shoulder turn out, open the fingers, and check fingers can move. Shoulders can roll. Neck is free. Pelvic floor relaxed, the front of the hips open, lower back lengthened, and the abdomen can breathe in. And turn a bit further if you can, soft breath out. And then face relaxed, kiss, smile. And then from there, bend your knees, move the weight to the left leg, and bring left arm under the right. Bend your knees further, come back to the center with the arms crossed over, like gently giving yourself a hug. Squeeze the heels out and lift the lower back away from the floor, the upper back away from the floor. Then move the hips forward, lift the chest and the abdomen fully expanded. Lean back slightly, but keep the collarbone lifted, chin in. Then lower abdomen draws in softly. Push the lower back backward and down. Round out the lower back. Push in the middle upper back. Shoulders higher. Hips lower. Abdomen soft. Come back down. Now complete the movement by coming back up. First position again. Long lower back, upper back, shoulders forward and up. Keep the back lengthened. Expand belly, chest and throat. Keep the arms up. Fingers go higher, shoulders forward, up higher. Lower abdomen softly in, round out the lower back and make the upper back arch in. This is an important position. Lower back bends forward, upper back bends backwards, opposite to daily life. Shoulders higher if you can, abdomen softer if you can, fingers higher, hips lower, and if possible, the collarbone in front of the pubic bone. Relax, come back down. So see now if you feel warm, how does your back feel? Be careful, if you've got really serious back problems, all of these movements have to be very, very subtle. So what I'll do now is I'll do the same movements again. And I'm not going to use any words at all. I'm just going to step back away from the camera, and so you have a bit more of a distance. But before I do it, I want to explain a little bit what I mean by expand and contract. So just sense what feels good for your back. I expand my body and contract gently my body like a massage. I want you to give yourself a little baby massage. So start with a pulling massage, then we finish with a pushing massage. I call this an ether cycle. So take your fingers onto your sitting bones and pull your sitting bones away from your buttocks. It's a little bit like you're pulling the sitting bones apart, but to do that, you need to relax your pelvic floor. Then go to your lower back, just below the top of the hips, and pull that skin away from your back and see if that feels nice. It might feel a bit pinchy in the skin, but often it can relieve nerves. Now go a little bit higher up, pulling the skin away from your back. Make sure you're pulling where it feels nice. Go to the upper back, pull the skin away from the upper back. Take the fingers and pull the skin of the neck if you wish, like a cat does to a kitten. Now come to the chest. Lift the collarbone, pull the skin of your upper chest. You can massage your breast if it feels comfortable to do, and pull the skin away from the body. Now go to the upper abdomen, pull that skin, middle abdomen, lower abdomen, and that's an expansion cycle. Now a compression cycle. Fingers come into the lower abdomen. Push the fingers in. So make the abdomen soft. Keep your left hand there and push in as far as you can. Often the lower back is pinched, so pushing the lower abdomen softly in can be like releasing the dent that's in your back from sitting on chairs. So keep the left hand there. Notice the abdomen should be soft. When we use the lower abdomen to come in, that should also be soft. Now keep the left hand there, round out the lower back slightly, then go higher up than the hips and push in your middle back. Push in the upper back. Slide the right hand up your back like a gentle massage. Bring the hand in front, shoulders in front, and push your chest and abdomen in. Expand again. Take the sitting bones, pull the sitting bones apart, relax the pelvic floor. Go into your lower back, pull the skin of your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, back of the neck, then come to the front. Expand the chest, expand the abdomen, and then hands into the abdomen, press with your right hand more. Push in the abdomen. And this first double click is initiating the abdomen pushing in, this case with your hand. Round out the lower back, make it lengthen, then push in the middle back. Use your hand to push in the middle back. Push in the back of the neck, like a massage pressing in the whole spine. Then bring your shoulders forward, push in the chest, push in the upper abdomen, middle abdomen, lower abdomen, release. This physical massage can be mirrored by an expansive and compressive lifting and dropping of your trunk. So I want you to feel that your hands, when they do the pulling massage, pinch the skin and pull. But I want you to pretend to pull, that action. This movement of the hand actually changes blood flow. You can see it on an infrared camera. When we push the back inwards, like a massage, point your fingers and open the palm. That actually affects blood flow as well and can affect energy transfer. So I want you to copy me and pretend to massage. And as you pull with the fingers, try and make your trunk move toward the fingers when you're pulling and move away from the fingers when you're pushing. But don't do anything which compromises your spine. So again, begin with me. This is called an ether cycle. Take a normal breath in, a normal breath out, and just breathe naturally with this. Gently rotate your thighs inwards. Bring your hands under your pelvic floor. Open the pelvic floor and expand the pelvic floor. Round out the lower back. Round out the middle back and the upper back, pulling the back further back behind you toward the fingers. Now keep the back lengthened, bring the hands in front, and lift and expand your chest. Without shortening the back, expand the front. Expand chest, the upper abdomen, middle abdomen, lower abdomen, and then point the fingers to your lower abdomen. Push the lower abdomen in. Round out the lower back, and then push in the middle back. It helps if your shoulders go back. Then bring the arms in front, shoulders forward, keeping the back in. Point the fingers towards you and push in your upper chest, middle chest, lower chest, upper abdomen, middle abdomen, lower abdomen. And relax, fully relax. And it should feel like you're giving yourself a massage. And this, I call an ether cycle. I put that between each of the spinal movements. Each spinal movement has an up-down and an expansion-contraction. You may need to replay this video several times to get all the information that I've offered, but we also have lots of training on this. When done properly, it's the panacea for so many things. Because not only do people manifest a lot of lower back pain, but the lower back is the seat of your energy center. It's the back entrance of your gut brain. The gut brain is the biggest, most important part of your autonomic nervous system, the automatic nervous system, which is actually the controller of all your body. So the conscious mind in your brain has to transfer its knowledge, its information, and its decisions via the action brain or the gut brain at your core. And when your spine is locked, when your back is hurting or squashed, when your abdomen or pelvic floor are constantly tense, you can't work from your core. The best results will come if you go back to the natural state that children have, animals have, elite athletes have. That you move from your core, don't lock it. Lower abdomen, lower back, pelvic floor, diaphragm. That you breathe naturally or breathe from your core. And that you move fluidly and gracefully. That you unblock the blockages of loving energy, good energy and loving information going through your body, which is healthy blood flow and the dominance of the parasympathetic nervous system, which keeps you relaxed and keeps you able to heal. So this is the purpose of the practice, to share good energy and loving information through a stable, pain-free body. And when you do it as a regular practice, you'll find that your body feels so much better. So copy my clicks and movements again, less or more than me copy, and then try and do it in a way where you're only doing what feels good. Make your best attempt subject to feeling good. I'll move further away from the camera so you can see. Remember, 1 click, copy, expand, lift. 2 clicks, copy, maybe go down a little bit, gently compress like a gentle massage, not to tense. Breathe naturally, move fluidly. Copy my clicks and movements. Lengthen first by dropping the sitting bones down like a weight on a string, top of your hips back, lengthen your lower back, ribs back, lift the upper back, and bring your shoulders apart. So these actions I'll show without words now. Lengthen the front of your body, front of the throat, lengthen each fingertip. We'll begin like this and end like this, so prepare. Eyes open, eyes on me the whole time. I'll change different positions so you can see what I'm doing. Thank you very much. I hope you felt from that practice the possibility of getting warm without your heart racing. I hope you sensed that what we're trying to do is lengthen and relax your spine and also mobilize it. The spine can move in four main ways: forward, backward, side, side, twist, twist, lengthen, shorten. But the spine is not what we live in. We live in a trunk. And the trunk, abdomen, chest, lower back, upper back, can expand and contract. So in that practice, I've had you moving in the key main ways expansion, contraction, lengthen, shorten, forward, back, side, side, twist, twist. And in that way, if you work with these main movements, simply it can relieve a lot of the problems of lower back pain, plus it can really help your internal health. If you can memorize the simple 3 or 4 minute sequence, then please use it. It can be really beneficial for you. There are thousands of variations of this. If you wish, I can spend a few minutes and answer any questions you may have. And if not, thank you very much for coming. And it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you also to Morgan and Ben. I'll hand you over to you if you have any questions for me now.